Yeah, this is nice and dandy, but I really feel like after women listen to this, this is going to get them in a lot of trouble. Some women are going to be looking at this and be like,
You are watching the audio song. Enjoy.
If you got a problem with me, I don't really gotta care no more. Ooh.
well, what's good, everybody? If you're a first time viewer of my content, this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, alright, and turn on your notifications. Without further ado, without wasting any more of your time, we're going to be watching a video from Mr. Steve Harvey. Alright, he had this lovely woman up on the panel and basically was asking her a couple of questions concerning the basis of relationships and what happens when you are in disagreement with your significant other. Without further ado, let's get into it.
What are some of the important principles to consider when you're in a disagreement with your partner?
Okay, so I say 3 tips, right? First and foremost, you have to remember that you are not the problem and your partner is not the problem. The problem is the problem. And it's up to the two of you to work together on the same team in order to resolve that problem. That's first and foremost, okay? Secondly, what's important, you cannot win a battle without losing the war. The minute that you were pitted against your partner in a conflict, if you won, that means they lost and ultimately your relationship loses. So you never ever want to be in that position. And then last but not least, when somebody tells you that you've hurt them, you don't get to decide that you didn't. And so if you don't respond to your partner's hurts and wounds in a relationship, you will lose them and your relationship every time.
That's real.
And that's real. I think I can relate to at least one of them, right? Or at least 2 of them. The centerpiece of the issue is not your partner, is whatever conflict that both of y'all have in relation with, and that y'all need to find a solution to the conflict. The third one relates to me a lot because there's been times where us as men, we have been taught or we have been programmed or we got this advice through red pill content about how we should treat the emotions of women. And we know that women are emotional creatures. We know that women are feminine and emotional, and most of them lead themselves throughout different situations with their emotions. And because we know that women are emotional creatures, us men, some of us have been taught to just deal with women on a logical basis instead of gaining emotional intelligence and learning how to deal with women from an emotional aspect. We've been taught that to be emotional and to deal with people emotionally is very feminine or effeminate. But for a man to know how to talk to a woman when she is on the level of emotions and when she's worked up in her emotions is very masculine. So when you have women out here who are very emotional, who mostly, deal with stuff from an emotional perspective, right? They have their heart on their sleeve. There's a way to go about certain situations, especially if it's your significant other. So when you're dealing with somebody and they tell you that whatever you may have said, right? It could have been just the littlest of things, right? You could have said something about her hair and you rub it off, right? Or you could have said something about an idea that she had and you was like, man, you don't get that out my face. And she really thought that was going to be a good idea, right? Or whatever. It could be something minor. And she comes to you later on and was like, yeah, I didn't like how you said that to me. I didn't like your tone. I didn't like your language. I didn't like how you disregarded my emotions at this specific moment. And in your head, right, us as fellas, we think, what's this girl talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you tripping, you emotional, you keep doing, and you just disregarding everything that she's saying in the moment, not taking in, not analyzing the things that she's saying to you, and not coming to a solution. And you're dealing with things from a logical perspective. You can't deal with most women on a logical basis. That's gonna hurt some women. You can't deal with most women from a logical perspective. You have to deal with them on their level. Hear me out. You have to have some emotional intelligence and learn how to direct the conversation. If she comes to you and she feels like you have said something out of pocket, she feels like you said something to, you know, disrespect her character, disrespect who she is as a person, to minimize her, what you are to do is to analyze the things that you said to her, right? Analyze how you said it, the tone, be like, you know, I said it this way and this is how I meant it. I didn't mean it. If you took it a bad way, you know, I apologize for that, but I didn't mean it this way, and so on and so forth. Within the dialogue, you should find a solution, right? Tell her that next time I will say it better. Next time I will word my vocabulary or my sentence better so that you won't take it the way that you did just now. And go on about your day. But what some of us fellas like to do is some of us love to argue. Some of us like to combat women. And it makes us feel better, right? It makes us feel good when we logically make sense. It makes us feel good that we might be winning the conversation and they keep diving deeper and deeper into their emotions. Now a woman cuts you off. Now a woman cuts the conversation short. Now you over here thinking because you got the last word or because you won the argument that you won the battle or that you won the war. And you may have won the battle. You may have won the argument, but you done lost a good woman. You lost a very good woman that you could have resolved a certain situation with. And you really think on it, right? Some of us men, we think on certain situations, certain arguments that we may have had. We lost really good women over like small things, right? And we just think back on it and be like, could I have worded that better? Could I have communicated that better? Was it necessary for me to be petty? Was it necessary for me to say those type of things in that moment? I'm guilty of this. So I know. And some fellas aren't willing to admit this, but some of us fellas, we have had experiences of having poor communication with women because they were such an emotional state. We didn't know how to communicate with her emotions. Let's try and communicate with her. That's not how you're supposed to communicate with her. A lot of us fellas, we need to come to an understanding on how to communicate with women from an emotional perspective. Red pill content, ministerial content would tell you to deal with women from a logical perspective, right? But they also tell you not to argue with women because if they're continuously going on an emotional basis, all you could do is just let it be. Don't take no BS from her. Don't take no disrespect from her. But if you let it be what it, you let it be known whatever it was, and she's still trying to egg it on, that's when you need to hit the exit, right? But a lot of us fellas, we do honestly need to learn how to deal with our emotions. We need to learn how to communicate our emotions or how to deal with other people's emotions if we're dealing with a woman in an emotional state. Some of us, we disregard and we shove and we push away women's emotions because it doesn't link up or connect with our logic. We might even think in the situation, right, that it's stupid. And women, y'all gonna hate this again, right? I've already said that you can't deal with women on a logical basis, most of them. But some of them, you just have to talk on their level because some women, when it comes to their emotions, it's like dealing with children. So you have to talk to them nice. You may have to reiterate what you said. You may have to explain it a little more in depth, a little more descriptive so that they can understand what you actually meant. Some women, they will lash at you like children. They will say things that they don't mean. They will use words that they don't mean to use because of lack of vocabulary. You know how a children be like, I hate you. That's not what they really mean. They really mean that I'm upset right now and you're not making me feel good and I don't like how you said that to me. you ever have a woman in the conversation, I don't even want to be with you, no, I don't want to do this. It's not that she doesn't want to be with you. She might just need some space, and she just might need to rethink things, or she might need to like analyze things on her own time. But it came out the wrong way, and that's not to this is not to disregard or to ignore or to look past disrespect. Don't get it twisted. She disrespect you continuously on and on and on, even after you warn her. Be out. All right. She wanna know what's wrong and why the man always doing this to me. Find out on the next one. But y'all let me know how y'all personally feel about this respectfully in the comment section below. Fellas, ladies, let me know how you feel about this topic at hand. And did I analyze this correctly? All right. Make sure you like the video. Check out the videos at the end of this video. And until next time, we out.